I despised my mentally handicapped sister. Growing up, everyone told me I was horrible for feeling this way, but they didn't have to live with it every single day. My sister Jenna was 3 years younger than me and had severe autism and intellectual disabilities. While everyone else saw this sweet, innocent girl who deserved endless patience, I saw the person who made my childhood a living nightmare. My parents basically turned me into a third parent when I was 8 years old. Every morning before school, I had to help Jenna get dressed because she'd have complete meltdowns if her socks weren't perfectly smooth or if her shirt tag touched her skin. I'd spend 20 minutes just getting her shoes on the right feet while she screamed and hit me. My mom would yell from downstairs about being late, like it was somehow my fault. At school, kids would stare when my mom picked us up because Jenna would be making her weird noises or flapping her hands. One time during my birthday party, she had a meltdown because the birthday candles were too bright and threw my entire cake on the floor. My friends just stood there awkwardly while my parents rushed to comfort her. My party was over, but hey, at least Jenna felt better. The worst part was how my parents treated us differently. When I got bad grades, I was grounded for weeks. When Jenna hit other kids at school, my parents would say she couldn't help it and that we needed to be more understanding. I remember being 12 and getting screamed at for not watching her closely enough when she wandered off at the grocery store. Apparently keeping my sister safe was more important than me actually having a childhood. Family vacations were torture. We couldn't go anywhere that might overstimulate Jenna, which meant no theme parks, no movies, no restaurants that weren't completely quiet. We'd end up at the same boring lake house every summer while I watched other families do normal, fun things. When I complained, my dad would give me the speech about how lucky I was to be normal and how I needed to appreciate what I had. The breaking point came when I was 16. I'd been accepted to a summer program at a college 3 hours away, something I'd worked my butt off for all year. 2 weeks before I was supposed to leave, my parents told me I couldn't go because they needed me to help with Jenna during her transition to a new day program. I lost it. I screamed that I was tired of my entire life revolving around her problems and that I wanted to live my own life for once. My mom started crying and said I was being selfish, that Jenna didn't choose to be this way. My dad told me I was being cruel and that family comes first. But I was done. I told them I was going to that program whether they liked it or not, and if they tried to stop me, I'd go live with my aunt in California. I went to the program. Those 6 weeks were the first time in my life I felt like a normal teenager. I made friends who didn't know about Jenna, participated in activities without worrying about meltdowns, and actually enjoyed myself. When I came back, the house felt suffocating. My parents were cold to me for months, acting like I'd abandoned the family. Senior year, I applied to colleges as far away as possible. When I got into a school in Oregon, my parents barely reacted. They were too busy planning Jenna's transition to adult services. At graduation, while other families celebrated, mine was dealing with Jenna having a breakdown because the gym was too loud. Even my biggest accomplishment got overshadowed. College was freedom. I studied abroad, joined clubs, dated people, lived like a normal person. I called home maybe once a month and kept visits short. My parents would guilt trip me about not spending time with Jenna, but I just couldn't anymore. I'd spent 18 years sacrificing everything for her, and I was done. Now I'm 25, married to an amazing guy, and we're expecting our first kid. When I told my parents, my mom immediately started talking about how great it would be for Jenna to be an aunt, and how we'd need to make sure our house was safe for her visits. I realized they still expected my life to revolve around my sister. Last month, they called asking if Jenna could move in with us because their current living situation wasn't working out. Without hesitation, I said no.